Hello beautiful humans, this is Sassy Chats. I am Bethany BX Sassy 2 on the old Instagram. And if you're new here, then honeys, buckle up, because we don't do small talk, we dive in deep and we hit those conversations that often get whispered about behind closed doors, but not here. It's loud and it's proud, and today's episode is about balding, losing hair. This is one of those conversations that might make you feel uncomfortable, it might make you think, and it will definitely make you feel less alone. So get a cup of tea, honey, get comfy and relax, because we're about to hear balding, how to turn a loss into a win. I spent the weekend at my best friend's stag party. I've known him since we were 2, and I insisted that I was included in this boys' night, which is how I found myself sitting amongst 10 men of varying ages and lifestyles, bringing out my inner lad. In an attempt to mask being the only woman or AFAB in the room, I asked them how I could be more man. Jokes were thrown around about understanding the sincerity of man flu and how it equates to childbirth. The mention of beer and peeing standing up led to more toilet chat before my beautiful bestie, the groom-to-be, piped up. He started to name all the ways masculinity forces the hiding of emotional needs, the toxic pressures to work hard and provide an income. This mentality, which has led him to create multiple projects around the world supporting men's well-being and encouraging more open conversations about mental health, is something I am so immensely proud of about him. And even more so in that moment, because he opened a space for others to share how they related to this experience. Looking around, I saw heads nod in agreement, and sadness seemed to seep into the man to my left. I turned and amidst the group's chit-chat asked how he was doing. Outpoured a heavy heartload of sadness, which I had a feeling hadn't seen the light of day for a while. As the night progressed, I found that once this first door to vulnerability had been opened, others followed, including conversations about physical insecurities that many of these men silently carried. Narratives about struggling with body size, age and fitness started to flow, leading to a long conversation about hair loss. One gentleman shared how he'd spent the last 6 years fighting balding, as he put it, by investing in all kinds of hormones and creams, caffeine, shampoos, and a laser comb that was meant to stimulate hair growth. He mentioned how when the hormones had kicked in, he saw a massive change in his nails and was shocked to see how his back started to be covered in hair, but his head remained the same, balding around the receding hairline. He had researched implants, but he wasn't certain about the idea. And as we chatted, he mentioned how many men struggle to grow hair on their head and face. I joked how it was easy for me. But then I reconsidered. Having a full head of hair is acutely linked to today's beauty standards, and they affect everyone, regardless of age. There are plenty of ads popping up on my feed selling me products to enhance my hair growth on my head, specifically the side area above my ears. Apparently, I don't want to have any scalp showing because, God forbid, what would happen if people saw a thinning area of my hair? Apparently, we are all aiming for luscious locks, and so we must buy this product to fix this problem, in quotation marks. A problem I hadn't even considered until algorithms placed those seeds of insecurity in my mind. The parallel between my experiences and those of the men highlighted something deeper about our culture's contradictory beauty standards. We say you want hair on your head, but not on your back. We say men being bald or beardless is a sad, sorry tale that you must try to postpone for as long as possible, but women having facial hair is a big no-no. We see products sold that continue to pick at these problems and push us up the hill of insecurity. But what we don't see are any beautiful, happy examples of balding men and women, or hairy men and women, and everyone in between. We just see this narrow midpoint on the scale of 2025's beauty ideal that decides what's hot and what's not. And so, that night, being in my lad, with all the lads, I repeatedly reminded everyone that they looked great exactly as they are, that their worth was not based on the hair on their head or the size of their stomach or the power of their muscles, but instead on who they were as unique individuals. And one of the most radical acts of love lies in not changing ourselves to fit the mould, but questioning why the mould exists at all, and being brave enough to embrace our natural selves confidently. So I wonder, what's a part of your body that you scrutinise? Where do your judgments come from about this particular area? And can you name or pinpoint someone who counteracts these thoughts? Think of someone who offers you a refreshing example of that thing that you scrutinise. I'm going to leave you there today on that note, my darlings. If this resonated with you, if you feel seen, if you felt called out, if you felt less alone, then you need to check out my newsletter, which is where this beautiful piece came from. Every week, over on Substack, I share a raw and unfiltered story with visuals that bring these experiences to life. Self-portraits, mostly nude, intimate moments with full vulnerability that you can't get anywhere else because I don't share it anywhere else. The link is in the description, and trust me, you want to see the complete picture. And if you're loving these conversations, then hit subscribe on YouTube, follow along on Spotify, and share this with someone who you know needs to hear it, because the more we talk about this stuff, the less power and shame it has over us. Tomorrow, we're diving into having a beard, my facial hair, and you're not going to want to miss it. So until then, stay sassy, my loves. Stay sassy.